Bitter criticism. So today I've been reading Al Jazeera, but now I'm going to read what makes me more happier. Which is yeah, I was wrong. It was Cgtn's. The Cgtn top 5 from the highlights. Let's go. I'm not going to read this one because it's too specific about Greece, a country that, and the second is about Israel, Palestine. UN experts accuse Israel of genocidal acts and sexual violence in Gaza. I'm going to read the story. March 13. China's Commerce Ministry U.S. tariffs highlight unilateralism, protectionism. A short news of 1 minute. I'm going to do it in 5. And the photograph showcase shipping containers are stuck at the port of Los Angeles in Long Beach, California, U.S. The accumulation of U.S. tariffs on Chinese products does not contribute to the so-called national security, nor does it assist U.S. domestic industries, but merely highlights the unilateralism, protectionism, and bullying practices of the United States, China's Commerce Ministry said on Thursday. Whether it is the 301 tariffs or the 232 tariffs, they have already been ruled by the World Trade Organization dispute settlement mechanism to violate multilateral trade rules, end quote. Chinese Ministry of Commerce spokesperson He Hongqiang told the press on Thursday when asked to comment on the U.S. imposing additional tariffs on China. I'm going to make a brief comment here. That's why China has a lot of gold and dollars, because the West is always changing the rules, and China has to make cash, to make not cash, but I don't remember, they have to have gold and dollars, because it's just like they said, there's 400 rules just to boycott China. That's the reality against China. Regarding the U.S. administration's 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, which are already in effect, he reiterated China's stance on the U.S. Section 232 tariffs. The spokesperson said China has consistently maintained that these tariffs imposed under the guise of national security are a form of unilateralism and protectionism, and boycotting China. Quote, China, along with many other countries, strongly opposes these measures and urges the United States to cancel Section 232 measures on steel and aluminum as soon as possible, he stated. Sources, Xinhua News Agency. But, you know, U.S. is declining, so no matter what the U.S. try to do against China, that's it. I'm going to read the third. This is an interesting one. Europe, March 13, 2025. Europe's major military powers. Just 1 second. Reaffirm support for Ukraine. There's a photograph from left defense minister Władysław Koziniak Kamish of Poland, Boris Pistorius of Germany, Sébastien Lecornu of France, and etc. Defense ministers from Europe's top 5 military powers, France, Germany, Britain, Italy, and Poland, met on Wednesday in Paris and voiced support for Ukrainian army. In a joint declaration published after the meeting, the ministers agreed to strengthen European support for peace in Ukraine, including accelerating defense industrial cooperation projects with Ukraine. Speaking at a joint press conference, French Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu told reporters that the defense capacity of the Ukrainian army will be, quote, one of the 4 security guarantees for Kiev. According to Lecornu, quote, the true guarantee of long-term security will be the capacities that we can provide to the Ukrainian army, end quote. Italian Defense Minister Guido Crosetto said that there will be no future for Ukraine, quote, without the ability to defend itself, end quote. The ministers also agreed to consolidate their common approach to European defense within the frameworks of European Union, EU, and the North Atlantic.
El bloqueo de puertas puede provocar retraso. Respeta la alarma de cierre y colabora con un mejor viaje para todos.
And the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. They said in the joint declaration that they will maintain a quote-unquote strong transatlantic bond while significantly increasing Europe's contribution to the continent's deterrence and defense. When asked if the minister discussed how to develop an independent European defense system in case of the US withdrawal, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said that it was a topic that has already, quote-unquote, preoccupied Europe for a while. He proposed that Europe should work on administrative simplifications, both at national and European levels, to standardize weapon systems in different European countries. For him, European countries need to work together on European security. Ukraine agreed on Thursday to a US proposal for an, quote, immediate interim 30-day ceasefire, end quote, following talks with a US delegation in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, according to a joint statement. The talks, notably held without European participation, result in the statement that Ukraine will receive renewed US security assistance, and American got preliminary approval for access to Ukraine's mineral resources. Despite being left out of negotiations, European leaders welcomed the progress made between the United States and Ukraine while continuing efforts to strengthen continent's defense capabilities. That's its source, Xinhua News Agency. And moving to the last one. It says, the very last one, technology. March 13th, pioneering Chinese scientists shaping future of 2D metal research. Chinese scientists have recently succeeded in creating single atom layer metal with a thickness of just 1/200,000. I don't know what's this measure. Look. Oh, is a part, yeah. So it's 200,000 times smaller of the diameter of human hair. And achieving expect to pioneer a new realm of two-dimensional 2D metal research and trigger material innovation. That's the kind of news everybody wants to hear about the fusion electricity, fusion energy. Understand? Fusion energy from whatever uranium. Fusion. That's what everybody wants to know. The study was conducted by a research team at the Chinese Academy of Sciences Institute of Physics, IOP, and was published in the latest issue of the Nature academic journal. Since the discovery of monolayer graphene in 2004, 2D materials have revolutionized our understanding of materials and driven breakthroughs in condensed matter physics and material science. Over the past 20 years, the family of 2D materials has expanded rapidly, including hundreds of experimentally accessible 2D materials and early 2000 theoretically predicted materials. However, the creation of 2D metals has been extremely difficult due to the strong metallic bonds between atoms in all directions, said Shang Guangyu, a leading scientist of the IOP research team. By developing an atomic scale manufacturing method, the van der Waals squeezing method, the research team was able to create diverse 2D metals, including bismuth, tin, lead, indium, and gallium. Quote, the thickness of these 2D metals is just 1/1,000,000 of a piece of A4 paper and 1 to 200,000 of the diameter of a human hair.
No te sientes en el suelo.
If a 3-meter long metal cube were pressed into a single atom layer, it will cover the entire ground surface of Beijing, Shang said. And said, international reviewers have hailed this work as a major advance in the study of 2D materials. Du Luojun, a member of the research team, said that this achievement fills a significant gap in the 2D materials family and will promote theoretical, experimental, and technological development. Quote, just as 3D metals drove the copper, bronze, and iron ages, 2D metals could propel the next stage of human civilization, bringing technological innovation in numerous fields, such as ultra-micro low-power transistors, high-frequency devices, transparent displays, ultra-sensitive detection, and highly efficient catalysis. High-efficient catalysis, Shang said. And that was, the source was Xinhua News Agency. And that's it. Top 5 from the highlights.